Hello there, this is Patricia from Pinky's World, and I've had a few requests to give a tutorial for this wee book that I showed today. I mean, it's really simple. I'm actually in the middle of making a different style book, so if I get confused with them, forgive me, but I think I have the basics in my head. I used a wee punch, or what do you call them, snap button for mine. So what I advise you to do for your closure is, if you're using a kind of one like this, wait till you've finished filling all your pockets and your decorations, because it really does spread it out on you. So that's why I only put 3 centres to it, so that I've loads of room. I've still all my photographs to add and any other wee bits and pieces that my grandson collects over the year. So I want to leave nice room for, that thickness. So I'm just going to show you the main body and how to add your pages and how to add the extras, the flaps, and you can decorate up whatever way suits you. So it is 4 inch by 1 inch, 4 by 4 and 1 inch wide. So it's a nice wee neat album. I love the side because I collect them all in a row when I'm storing them, and it's great for that. So I'm going to go through it now. I'm going to go anyway with more black card, and we're creating a right few bits and pieces. So I'm just doing it all in black, and I've all my things written down here, so I'm hoping that you can see it, and I hope this light isn't annoying for you. And let me close the blinds. I can never get this right at all. Right, so let's get started. Right, my cover is this piece here. And I cut it, it's A4 UK length, so I'm not sure what your length, you're probably a bit shorter, but that doesn't matter. Just adjust one of your flaps. I'll show you that later. If you're using American sizes, this is UK size, so ours is just about 11 6/8, so I'm using it all. I'm not going to waste it. I cut it 4 inch deep, and you're going to score it at 4 inches and 5 inches, and that's your cover ready for you to use. Your next piece will be your insides. I've cut 3 of those, as I said. Now this is Stampin' Up! Card, so whatever card you're using, it's fairly thick, and you probably don't need it as thick, but it does give it a lovely sturdy feel, which is great for youngsters handling it. You could go lighter weight for your inside pages because you're sticking them together. So I've cut 3 of those at 8 1/4, and they're 4 inch deep and scored at 4 inches and 4 1/4, and that gives you your wee centre pieces. So we're going to work on those first, and then I'm going to come back to the inner flaps. So get yourself all those cut, and then we're going to burnish. This is our cover, so you fold it at the 4 inch side, and make sure you're lining up if you haven't cut it straight, which sometimes I don't because I rush. Just burnish your pieces and make sure they're sitting nicely. So that will be the start of your wee book. We'll be sorting this one out. We're not cutting it off or anything. We're just going to use it. Hold on a wee second. So sorry about that. I had to answer the phone call. So these are your pages, as I said. Fold them over. There's a 1/4 inch in the center there. Just crease that. And do the same with this one. And that's your first one done. So you have a nice wee 1/4 inch gap there to fill to your heart's content. You could go wider if you were doing a bigger book or needed one fatter than the other. Just make sure that you keep the pages still at, like you can see, mine slightly off there. So I'm going to have to cut that because I don't like it. Just get it as straight as you can before you burnish it. And if you get one like that, just pop it in your cutter, whatever you use to cut. And we'll try and get that sorted. It's just a wee tiny bit of part of it, so that cleans it up nicely. So if you're a bit shaky like myself on the cutting, be sure and do that. I think it's my cutter actually. I think I need a new one. It's wore to a frazzle. So again, do that, and your next one. I already did this one. Yeah, that looks slightly off again. Ugh. It's just a wee nip there that it just would bug me, so I'm going to try and get rid of it carefully. And that gives it nice and straight. So we're going to stick these together, one on top of the other, so that you've got that wee kind of book created, which is why I said don't go real heavy in your paper. And at this stage you can either use a glue pen, or not a glue pen, Tombow is what I use, or you can add a bit of the turn tape as well, which gives it a good hold. But for speed, I'm just going with this. So don't go too close to your head so it doesn't ooze out all over you, and don't put it on that wee corner fold. You're just gluing the pages together. If you're intending to use any of these pages as pockets, decide that first so that you can leave and just put the glue around 3 of them or whatever, but I didn't bother this time. So you want to set up for your next page. Open, so you have your flap shown here, and we're going to line that edge up with this edge, the inner edge, alright? And just don't press it down until you know everything's nice and straight. And give it a wee rub. So you start to join your pages, and now you want to join this one as well. So, as I say, you can add more pages if you want. I thought this was enough for what I was looking. Open this out just to give me a better idea. So again, we're lining that one up with this one. Just make sure they're happy. Give it a wee tap, everything's nice. So that gives you those pages all ready to go into your book. Get better. Black's awful hard to see for you, isn't it? But you have got that nice. And this will sit nicely into the center of your book here, like so. It's hard for me to show you this, but that's where it's going to sit, right in the center of that part there. So you want the 3 flaps sitting flat. And that's going to sit like here. So we're going to be sticking this back piece to this. So again, go with, I can't even see that myself, never mind you seeing it. I hope this is making sense. I'm really rushing here. Wasn't expecting to have to do this. It's so basic you probably know how to do it yourselves. Probably more than I know. So, tip that, keep those 3 nice and flat, and slide it so it's sitting on that fold. And again, tip it up, make sure that it's all nice and straight before you really press it down. Get that moving me slightly. Keep double checking it. And you can see it is getting really sturdy now. And we want to fold that one, and we're going to stick this one together. Hold on, I'll have to come back to you. So I was a page short. I didn't count. I had 4 down, only did 3. So I made another one of those 8 1/4 inch wide by 4 inch deep and score at 4 and 4 1/4. And I'm going to stick that one here again. So you're going to see 4 wee flaps there, okay? So I'll just add this quickly. So I can cut straight and I can count. That's a good combination, isn't it? So again, just line that up with the edge of this showing your wee 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch flap. Line it up to this last one here, right beside it. And again, make sure that you're happy this way. Nothing moves, and then just press it down. So hopefully all these are happy now. That gives us a better looking book, doesn't it? So we're filling our pages up rightly now, and we want to add glue to this one, and we're going to press that over and that. And I'm not gluing, well I am, I'm going to glue it this time. I didn't the last time and I was kind of mad at myself, so it should give it a better feel. So we'll do a piece at a time. We're going to put our 4 pieces of flaps here with a bit of glue. Just make sure you're happy with the amount of glue. And then we're going to just press that over. Make sure everything's going straight and give it a wee burnish. We're putting nice DSP here anyway, so don't worry if you're making marks like me. So, now, right, whoops, where's my last page? Here it is. I'm going to divide these out so that I can press them. Just, you really need to leave your glue a bit of time to take. And you can feel the lovely thickness of the pages now. It feels really substantial. I'm just going to give this a minute and come straight back to you just so it takes before I move on. Right, I'm hoping that's good enough. So now we have 2 pages at the front which we need to join to give the front cover a really good sturdiness. So again, just lay it out flat. I'm going to lay a house of cake with all this glue. So just make sure they're lining up nicely. Anybody needs a trim at this stage, just give it to them. Seems okay. Again, you need to let that take. So now we'll have a wee quick flip through. Just touched my glue there. Just give it a good press either way so it's all flowing nicely. So you'll have your cover, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this page at the end, 7. We're going to, instead of cutting that off, I want to fold it. So I'm just going to rub it down. There's no point in wasting it. You're cutting that off and then it'll end up somewhere. That's no real good to anybody. So just fold it over, allowing a wee bit of room for pressure there. And that gives you another flap on your back page. You can round your corners or whatever. I can't even remember if I did. I rounded them off. But that's that back flap, which gives you another wee look. So now we want to go to the pages that we're going to add. I'm going to bring in the smaller scoreboard. So I have these measurements all written down. So your first page is going to be a pocket. So I've numbered these. You need it to measure. Use all your scraps and offcuts that you cut from your album. This one measures 5 inches by 2 3/4, and you want to score it at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So that gives you your wee pocket shape, and then you will be cutting or punching. See if I have one here. There's only an inch one, which is not very wide, but you could get away. Just center that in the center of your pocket and make yourself a wee cover. And now to do these, you want to cut off these 2 pieces. One here, one here from your score line, just to keep it neat. Then you want to go in and do your wee rounded, cut that up to the point, and then skim your scissors round and cut like you're cutting a funny shape, not a full. I learned this from Cal Summers, God love her. It gives you a nicer wee finish. So then you'll be folding and burnishing your 1/2 inch pieces. And that gives you a nice wee neat pocket, which you will decorate up just by again cutting down your size. You'll measure this size. I always allow that gap on the ruler there for the gap that I want to leave, so you know to go across to 3 6/8 will be the width of your DSP throughout the book probably, and down to about 2 inches for this. And again, do the same wee punch and it should fit in there nicely. So we're just going to glue these quickly. I always like to fold the 2 sides in and then put a dab of glue on the corner of this, the top corner, and I can get some glue out, just a wee dot, and the same here. And if you fold that over, that should hold that nice and neat for you. And when you go to decorate for sticks, when you go to decorate, you'll be able to slide your paper in. I'll show you here. You'll be able to slide that background paper. Now I decorated this first and put that over the top. I don't like it, so this is the way to go. And if you cut your paper in so that it fits inside that pocket, it should line up with this paper and it should slide in and not catch on any of the pockets. If you put these ones, the wee side panel to the outside, it's going to catch on this one all the time, whereas this will be glued to your book and keep it out of the road. There's my wee photo mat. So where are we now? That goes into the first section. I'm running out of space here. The first side of your book, this is going to sit in here. And it should just fit in there nicely and still allow you nice closure. So we're just going to put our glue here. Some people like to decorate the book first and then come back for these add-ons. I think it's much neater if you do it this way. Just make sure you get into your corners there. You don't want anything coming away with pressure. And again, you can use your turn tape, red tape, whatever tape, along with your glue if you want. So you know the one with the flap is the back and this is your front. So God, the light's terrible with black, isn't it? Just don't let it overhang at the front or anything, and make sure that it's nice and straight along the bottom. And just allow that to take, and that is your first page. decorated with a nice wee pocket. So hopefully it'll take time to take. Now we'll go to the next one. Our second page, page 2. I have it numbered here. The piece you need measures 4 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch if I remember correctly. Where are you? Page 2, 4 inches by 4 inches, scored 1/2 inch. So we'll just go into 3.5 there. Again, cut off those bits just to keep it nice and neat. Score that back. This is going to be a flap, and you could round your corners at this stage if you're going to do that in your album. Oops, and this one is just going to sit on this page. Sorry about the black. I really should have went white for you, shouldn't I? But I didn't want a white album. So this is going to stick along here and make sure that everything closes and opens. I'm just putting a bit of glue along here. I actually meant to do this in navy today because of the holiday I wanted to make for somebody. Twit. So again, go to the top of your second page. This is where it gets a wee bit awkward, isn't it? And then line it up. Don't go over your crease, and lift that page up quick. Just pat that down. Use that to straighten it. Sure you're happy both sides and press. And that gives you a nice wee slightly shorter page. This will be covered over with your nice DSP when you're cutting it. And on mine I added just those scraps of this left, and rather than adding ribbons, like for instance this strip here, cut a piece like 2 inches or an inch actually and fold it in half, and you can put it to either side of your flap, and that gives you a wee tug for opening and closing. And that is this page. So we're moving on to these two now. So for those two we need 3 and 4 is 3.5 inches by 4 inches. Right, so put your 3.5 inch side at the top and score at 1/2 inch. So you're scoring at 3 inches there. Again, chop them off. Get your rounder. Do the two sides, and that will be folded. And we'll do the same with the next one. That's page 4. Go to 3.5 inch side, score at 3 inches, and cut those extra bits off. Round your corners. Burnish that inwards. And these are going to stick. One at this side, and where's that other one? One at this side. So you're just adding glue, same way to the back of this, and putting them in place. Oops, line it up with this. Oops, I'll do the same with this one, the opposite side. tip it up so that you know it is all lined up. Nothing's coming over the edge. I'll give it a good burnish. So where are we now? Pocket, flap, side flaps. And moving on to the next one. And that is number 5, which measures 4 inches by 4 inches, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch. Chop those off. Fold it down and burnish it. And I'll just show you where this one is. It's another up one. So we know to stick it to the top. We want to round those corners off. Add your glue, make sure it's right up into that corner, and then we're going to stick that here. I'll blank myself here. Just make sure it's going right down to the bottom, and you're happy with it along here. Oops! More haste, less speed, huh? So that gives you your nice wee flap. And now we're on to number 6, which is another pocket, so you know how to do that. It's just a repeat of what you had. It's 5 inches by 2 3/4. Scored at 1/2 inch on each side. No, on 3 sides, sorry. So where do you want to go here? 2 1/4 and 4 1/2. And again, chop off that, round this in nicely, flick your scissors just so you get a lesser cut than what you would normally do. And again up here, and we'll just burnish them. We're getting through this faster than what I expected. Again, remember to keep your 2 side flaps in first, and then add your bottom one. Give yourself a wee punch there. If you sort of center, you can mark it if you want to really center it. If you're happy enough just going for it, do that. It might be easier for you too if you cut your paper that you're going to use before you stick this in place, so that you get these lined up properly. But you can always use your pencil to mark it if you have it stuck. Again, 2 dots of glue at the corners of both of those, and just press them up, and that will hold that in place for you. We're going to add some glue. Just making sure to get it into your corners, because that's where the pressure is when you start to add stuff. Don't know where my lid is. Whoops. So bring that down, and that will, whoops, sit here in the bottom of this one. And again, just make sure that it's hitting the bottom. And that your pages are all closing properly with no real effort, you know, no tension. So the last wee page will be number 7, and it measures 3 1/2 by 4 inches. Yep. And we're going to score it at 3 inches. So we're scoring on the 3 1/2 inch side, and we're scoring at 3 inches. And again, just cut those off. This will match your side panel over here. So you'll have two opposites, but saved you cutting that one because you had the leftover of your page. Fold that in, add your glue, and then after this it's just fun decorating, and then make yourself a closure. If you're going to use ribbon, add your ribbon before you add your covers so that it's stuck underneath your nice DSP. So this one goes in here. Was that not quick? I'm hoping it was quick. And it all made sense. If you're stuck with anything, give me a shout. So these ones you can pop in there, round the corners off so that it matches the other side. And there you have your nice book. So we'll cover. If you're going to add ribbon, stick it here. Good bit of heavy duty tape and a bit of glue. And then add your nice cover, your paper. I actually ran my paper through, what do you call that? What do you call it? The laminator. I put it in a pouch and ran through a laminator just to give it a nice, good, firm feel. I did the same with this. This is run through the laminator as well. So you cut your inch strip round your corners, add your DSP to the top, and then when it's finished, run it through, and then it gives it a good grip if you're going to use one of these. It does crease a little with this, but it's not annoying me. So that's our cover. You'll cut for here too, and you'll do the same at the back. And remember, if you're adding ribbon, to do the same at the back. Then open it up, you'll have your pocket, which is here, and you make your wee photo maps, slip them in, decorate it up. The next one is your flap page, which is here. Next one is your opening flaps. Again, add those wee ½ inches of paper if you want, or add ribbon if you're looking a bit of texture. The next one is another lift me up one, which is here, and a pocket. And then our last one is those double flaps, and I've added one of those wee hidden, can't say hidden because it's there, but it is a wee hidden paper clip underneath that wouldn't normally sit there, but I thought the wee notebook was nice. And you're left with a nice double page at the back, and then that is it. So that is that. It's a great wee album. I love it. I have made maybe 4 of them now, of that particular style, and sometimes I just change the flaps up, just decide, oh, I want one halfway, or I want this that way, or you decide. It's very, very easy to add, as long as you need yourself a ½ inch flap to stick to your book. So I hope you enjoyed that, and hope you'll have a wee go, and thanks for asking for the tutorial, and I'll check you all soon. Bye.